Okay, so you just got your braces on. We gave you a ton of information. You've made it home and now you're like, oh my goodness, what did she say? So we are going to have a video of all the things that we talked about the first day you get your braces on. Things like what you can and can't eat, problems and solutions, and how to brush, all that good stuff. All right, so let's dive in. So here at Dr. Vallon's office, we give everybody a magnet. It's great. You'll be able to stick it on your fridge so you can always refer back to it. It goes over do's and don'ts, problems and solution, and then all of our contact information here at the bottom. The main thing with braces is nothing hard or sticky. So no nuts, no caramels, none of that sticky, chewy, hard candy that we know you all love. And then no Doritos, no Fritos, no tortilla chips. But don't worry, you can have things like Pringles, Lay's, Puffy Cheetos. Those lighter, thinner, airy chips are great. If you're a chips and salsa fan or a nacho fan like I was when I had my braces, I would just soak my chip in the salsa a little longer and make it softer. Or a tortilla works great too. So back to those candies that we know you like. So nothing hard or sticky like we said. So even a Jolly Rancher or Hard Mint, you may think, well, I'm just going to suck on it. I won't chew on it. It's not going to break my bracket off. But thing is, if you stick it on the side of your cheek, it could get stuck and then pull a bracket off. Every time a bracket comes off, it can add about 2 or 3 months to your treatment. So in order to keep treatment down and your appointments shorter and less times coming in, we ask that you follow these rules. All right, so candies that you can have are like a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, plain chocolate, Three Musketeers, but nothing with nuts or caramel in it, okay? All right, some habits that people have that we want to stay away from are like don't chew on pens, pencils, fingernails, ice. I know that's a hard one. That was mine too. So really, really careful. If you have Sonic ice, it's a little bit softer, so it's not as bad. All right, things like pizza crust, bagels, we want to make sure they're soft and fresh. So usually the first night you order pizza, everything's fine, right? But when you reheat it in the microwave and it's kind of tough, don't eat it then. So just have to think about things before we stick everything right in our mouth. No soda. No soda. The phosphoric acid in the soda can eat away at the enamel on your teeth. So if you ever see people that get their braces off and they have white scars on their teeth, a lot of people think that's from the braces. Nope. See, where the bracket was, that tooth is healthy and clean. And so what happened is if you're drinking soda and you're not brushing well, it scars up around where the bracket was and leaves that on there. We cannot get rid of scarring once it's on there. Now, tea can cause staining, but we can get rid of staining. So that's a much better option for you. And of course, water is the absolute best. So drink all the water. Fruits and vegetables, of course we want you to eat those. So they just need to be cut up or cooked. So if you think of like a whole apple, can't have that, but sliced apples are fine. Can't have raw carrots, but cooked carrots are fine. Or those tiny slivered carrots that come in a salad, those are great too. All right, let's see, popcorn, things like that. You want to stay on the top of the bag where it's nice and fluffy and you're not biting into any of the kernels. There's also a great brand out there, I believe it's by Chester's. It's kind of like a puffy Cheeto, but it tastes like popcorn. And these first few days that you have your braces, your teeth are going to be sore, okay? So stick to soft foods, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, ice cream, soups, things like that, all right? After that, then you'll get back into your routine, your normal stuff. You'll have chicken and hamburgers, all the good things, just no fried foods, okay? So if everybody gets a bunch of chicken tenders, peel the breading off and eat what's inside. Also, we need to be careful with things that are on the bone. So think of like ribs, chicken wings, rotisserie chicken, things like that. You cannot bite right into that because you could accidentally hit the bone on your bracket and break a bracket off. Let's think of some options if we accidentally forget and we bite into something hard. What can happen is your bracket will wiggle back and forth like this. All right? Because the wire's in there, it's not going to fall right out of your mouth. But if you see it wiggling back and forth, you need to make sure you call us so we can get you in sooner than your next appointment. The faster we catch things that have broken, the less likelihood of it slowing your treatment down. Also, one more tip. None of that sticky, chewy bubble gum, okay? You can chew the stick-free or Freedent. Those brands are okay if it says on there ADA, right? So it's stick-free and won't stick to your appliances. If you have an expander in, I wouldn't chew any gum at all. If you have basic braces, sugar-free is okay every now and then, just not a whole lot of it. Alrighty, so that's about it. You know, of course there's tons of food out there, so you just kind of have to use your judgment. Like we said, soft and small. All right, next thing, talked about if a bracket comes off, you're gonna give us a call. If it's over the weekend and it's really irritating you from rubbing, we're gonna show you to use some wax. This is fantastic for anything poking, especially at first as you're getting used to everything. It comes in strips like this, and what you'll do is you're gonna pinch off a piece, we kind of say like the size of a small pea, and you're gonna get soft and warm in your hands. And anywhere that it's rubbing, it may be a bracket, it could be a wire in the back, anywhere something's bothering you, you use the wax and you press it over there just like a pancake. If it's not sticking, it's probably because your mouth is wet. So I would just suck in air like that when I had my braces on and then put the wax on there. Or you can get a tissue or a napkin, make sure it's really dry. Usually this is harder when it's in the back, you know, to keep things dry. So get it really dry and then put the wax on there. When you go to eat, you take that wax off, throw it away, and get some new wax when you're all done. Tylenol, Advil, whatever you normally take for a headache is great. You don't need anything prescription. We kind of describe getting braces on and getting used to your braces kind of like sore muscles. You know, if you haven't ran in a long time and you went and ran a mile, your legs might feel sore and achy the next day. It's kind of like that. Just give it a couple days and you're going to get better. Of course, for adults, it takes a few more days to recover from getting braces, so that just means you get an excuse to eat some ice cream a little longer. All right, next thing, if you're prone to getting sores inside your mouth, Brace Relief is similar to Orajel. It's going to numb and heal up those sores. So we've got some of that in here for you. This little handy dandy brush here is fantastic, especially if you're, you know, keeping your purse or in your backpack. It's shaped like a little Christmas tree, and it's perfect when you don't have time to brush, but you can still get in between there and get everything out, you know, like at school or if you're at a restaurant, and go use your little proxy brush, swish really good and spit it out. And then you can just use some warm soapy water, keep that nice and clean, ready for next time. Alrighty, now all of our patients receive a Sonicare when they start their treatment here, because we just find this is the best toothbrush out there. It does the work for you, you just have to angle it and show it where to go. So we're going to turn it on. Every 30 seconds it pauses, and then at 2 minutes it shuts off. And we want you to brush that whole time. It's so important. If you haven't finished brushing with the 2 minutes, then just turn it right back on and keep going. You're going to brush on your braces, okay? And then you're going to angle this toothbrush up above the braces. We want you brushing all around the gum line. And then turn it and go down below. All right? A lot of people make the mistake of just going right here along the bracket line. The problem with that is the braces themselves can't get that scarring, can't get decay. They're stainless steel. So our main focus is going to be all around the tooth, so the gum line and down below. Same thing on the lower. On the bracket, down below, and up above. And of course, everywhere else like normal. I like to wait till I finish my 2 minutes of brushing, and then when it's off, I brush my tongue. All right. Now, flossing is so fun with braces. Not. So, to help you out here, these are called floss threaders, and they are in a package like this. And you can just tie a little knot of floss on there. The floss threader themselves are reusable. You can wipe them off and use them again, but always make sure you get a new piece of floss, okay? So, normally, when you floss, you would go straight up and down like this, right? But there's a wire in our way. So, in order to help you out, you're going to take the floss threader, you get a little knot on there, okay? And you're going to go under the wire, pull that through, and now we're underneath there. We can floss really well up around the gum line and pull it through. So a little time consuming, but so important to keep things nice and healthy. Because yes, of course, we all want straight, beautiful teeth, but it's so important to keep things healthy. All right, look forward to seeing you again in some next videos.